So this open access paper is a collaboration of 26 researchers and clinicians with expert knowledge in sleep, travel fatigue and jet lag, specifically for athletes. For the modern athlete, frequent international and domestic travel is the norm. This could be playing in the NWSL, the Champions League or the NBA, all of which require extensive travel, but also the requirement of athletes to perform regularly after travel. One key distinction made by the authors is that of travel fatigue and jet lag, which are different entities that may occur concurrently with travel, especially when travelling either east or west or over 3 time zones or more. Travel fatigue may occur acutely after one long journey, or it could be cumulative, such as at the end of a long season with repetitive travel. However, like any fatigue, travel fatigue is multifactorial. It can occur after any journey, in any direction or number of time zones. Certain influencing factors in travel fatigue may be cramped conditions or changes in weather between destinations. Conversely, jet lag is episodic, with some similar but largely prolonged symptoms to travel fatigue. Jet lag will follow travel across 3 or more time zones, either east to west or west to east. So slightly different. While the circadian system is well understood from a physiological perspective, it is very difficult to translate and apply this knowledge for travel management purposes, arguably even more so in athletes. Essentially, the circadian system regulates the diurnal cyclical rhythms over 24-hour periods, and this can include the physiological, psychological and behavioural processes of the body. The circadian system is regulated by a central master clock and also by peripheral clocks in almost every single cell in the body. It can be pretty difficult to research the circadian system using objective markers such as core body temperature and melatonin levels. In fact, the authors note a systematic review in 2020 that suggests that currently no evidence exists for specific travel fatigue interventions and that the evidence level of interventions for jet lag is low. However, the authors have put together a consensus and subsequent recommendations on managing travel fatigue and jet lag in athletes. When we consider the burden of travel and fatigue on athletes, the authors identify 4 key areas for consideration: the total distance, the time of travel, the frequency of travel, and the length of the season. In fact, recent research in baseball, NFL and NBA suggested that players travel between once around the world, 40,000 kilometres, or twice around the world, 80,000 kilometres per season. While the evidence is limited on the consequences of travel fatigue, the authors refer to some research on travelling team sport athletes and performance measures such as counter movement, jump and yo-yo. The acute effects saw no noticeable effects on performance measures, but did note a negative influence on perceptual measures such as motivation, mood and increased perceived stress. However, it is worth noting that these studies did not cross any time zones. As per the diagram, the authors identified internal and external factors for jet lag and fatigue. Travel fatigue on the left of the diagram is influenced by both internal, physiological, psychological and physical, and external, such as training, competition schedule, food, hydration, cabin factors. For example, physiological factors could be external factors that cause a physiological change internally, such as low air quality in a cabin or an impaired nutritional intake. Whereas jet lag is influenced mainly by external factors and less so by internal factors. However, some of the common symptoms of jet lag include GI distress, daytime fatigue and sleepiness, and impaired mental and physical performance and poor sleeping patterns. Travel fatigue could therefore be addressed by a recovery window which accounts for travel distance, time and frequency. However, jet lag, which involves crossing more than 3 time zones, will be influenced by the amount of time zones and the direction of travel, and essentially requires a body clock re-synchronization. This paper is a coming together of some brilliant minds to gain consensus in what is actually a very complex area. However, there is a lack of evidence which may restrict the strength of recommendations that could be given. The research group, however, has done an excellent job in providing some fundamental principles and travel toolboxes to assist practitioners in identifying both travel fatigue and jet lag. The travel toolboxes in this open access paper include some excellent strategies for pre, during and post-flight travel.